Good evening, legends. Welcome to another episode of the Aussie OCR podcast, where I chat to all sorts of people connected with obstacle racing in Australia and worldwide. Tonight, I'm talking to an amazing Aussie athlete, a bit of a legend, Tony Curtis. And Tony's had a huge list of incredible achievements over the years, including winning his category in the OCR World Championship 3-kilometre event in 2017. He returned back in 2018 to podium in both the 3K and 15K events. He's regularly on the podium in Australia, taking out Spartan Elite wins, taking out 4 Spartan Elite wins in a row in 2019. And I think he podiumed on the Elite on all 3 events at the recent Gold Coast Spartan back in November. Now, Tony continues to keep up with the top talent in the sport well into his 40s, which is pretty incredible in itself. So I wanted to get him on, have a little bit of a chat, and see how he's managed to keep going for as long as he has. And here he is. Tony, how are you, man?
Yeah, very good. Thanks, Matt.
What's going on, mate? I see you're in your Spartan Pro shirt, which is beautiful.
Don't get to wear it too often, so I thought I might as well wear it now, mate.
You don't sleep in it? I'd probably sleep in it if I had one.
No.
I left that out of your intro. I didn't mention you're a Spartan Pro, but you are. You're mate. It's how long have you been racing OCR, Tony?
Yeah, since it came to Oz, so 2013, the Sydney one was my first one. Yeah, Spartan.
So you want one of the OGs. And
Yep.
There's a couple of people jumping on. So, guys, let me know if you are watching with a hashtag live, just like Ilka's done from AFOS. Jenny's here, Dominica's here. So give me a hashtag live if you are watching a replay, guys. Or if you're watching live. If you're watching a replay, give me a hashtag replay. That'd be better. And what I will just do real quick, Tony, is I'll just share this live chat. I'll probably just throw it in Spartans of Australia. Just so we get a couple of people jump in and say hello.
Yep.
Whoop. Oh, no. So just give me 1 sec. We're going to close that. Sorry, guys, having a tech difficulty here. What have you been up to today, Tony?
Been busy today, landscaping today, actually, building retaining walls today. So
Beautiful.
Good for a change, yeah. Something a bit different every now and then.
Is that what you do full time? Is that what you normally do?
Yeah, well, at the moment, in between things,
Cool.
lawn mowing, handyman, jack of all trades at the moment. Yeah.
Cool. Getting outside.
That's it.
Which is beautiful. All right, we're back in business. I'm going to share this in the Spartans of Australia group now. So just give me 1 sec. And so you're one of the OGs. You've been in the sport since 2012, 2013.
That's
were you
right.
always... What's that? Sorry.
There's not many of us left. The originals who did the first ones and still going now.
No, there's not many. Did you see Lockie Dancy? He's hurt his calf. He's out of the enduro.
Oh no, I didn't see. No, far out.
Yeah, I posted the other day. It's the first one he's going to miss, but he would be. Has he been just your rival for like 9 years?
Oh, I can't speak highly enough of that fella. He's just the best bloke you ever meet, and he's a legend of Spartan. Like you always know if he's there, it's going to be one hell of a tough race, and he just knows how to bring it home and finish. And I got to know him through Spartan and real good mates with him, and he's just a best bloke, I reckon. Yeah, so I think so highly of him. Yeah.
Yeah, couldn't agree more, mate. Couldn't agree more. A couple more people are jumping on. Funzy's here. Wayne Isles is here. Kyle's here. Christine DeVries from over in WA. Bo's here. Do you know Bo Ward? He's a Lismore.
I sure do. I'll be competing against him soon in the Samson in a few weeks, actually. Yes.
Kicking his ass in Samson. You better fucking bring it, Bo. David Haley's here. Cara Danielle says love. And then I don't know if she corrected it to live, but we'll take it as love. Hopefully you're right with the lockdowns down there. Melbourne folks that are jumping on. So, mate, were you always like, were you a bit of an athlete before Spartan came along, or give me a bit of your background, man?
Yeah, always kept fit right through my childhood. Did a bit of running, like nothing. I never excelled at it. I was all right. And then later years got into triathlons, did that, and I was pretty good at that in my age group, and never good enough to get the pros though. And then went into kayaking for a while, did really well with that, and then adventure racing, went in that for a bit. Again, did pretty well in that. And then someone mentioned this obstacle course racing I might be interested in, because I was always a wee bit big, heavy built for just running, but I had the strength, so I thought, oh, this might be my cup of tea, and did the first race, absolutely loved it, and hooked on. I thought, this is my cup of tea, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. What, it was a Sydney event, did you say? 2013? Was that Picton?
That's it. That's correct, yeah, yep. And as most people know who know me, all the early races, I had a real good habit of getting lost. Almost every race, I'd go the wrong way, which was annoying. But back in the early days, the course marking was a bit of orienteering and luck involved in it if you went the right way too. So, yeah.
So it's matured a little bit.
That's it.
The sport, the markings are pretty good now.
Oh, yeah.
Tony Cox is here as well. Bo's just laughing. Shots fired. You're welcome to fire some back, Bo. So you used to get lost. Were you competitive from day one?
I was actually my first race. I was battling it out with Matt Murphy and I just lost the name at the moment. The runner. And we didn't know if I was going to come first or second or third, and I ended up coming third only just. So I could have got first if things went a little bit differently. And just absolutely chuffed with it. I couldn't believe I found a sport I was good at straight up, and just kept going.
Awesome. What was the first race? What was the first distance?
It was a super, yeah.
Because Matty Murphy's a fucking good runner.
Bloody oath he is. I actually lost all the ground because I was barbed wire crawling. Those days they were about 200 meters long, and it was about 4 inches off the ground, and I didn't know how to roll properly or anything, and that's where I lost it all under the barbed wire. But I got a clean round on the on everything, so that made a big difference. Yeah,
cool. I imagine like the first event or the very early days of the event, was it just a shit fight for obstacles? Like, were guys failing stuff left, right, and center? Because I guess gyms now have all this gear, and it's, people are doing this type of training. But when it just first started, did people just have no idea how to get over shit? Like,
yeah, but that's a good question actually, because when it first started, it was a lot. It's almost like a different race to what it is now. Spartan back then to now, because for one, they just made whatever obstacle they thought that's going to be real hard for people. They made it, and you had to do it. And yes, there's so many obstacles which people just didn't know how to do. They were failing all over the place, because you used to be able to fail through the race, and then you could still podium because everyone would fail something generally. But nowadays, if you fail, your race is over. Basically, because I've found, or for instance, they've taken all the hard stuff out, and they've made it so it's worldwide the same obstacles and all that, and they've taken out all the hard strength stuff, which I used to excel in, and now it's basically I think a runner's race. And I'm lucky enough, my running's been good enough to keep me in there. Yeah.
So, and obviously when the sport, does standardize and go to more places, and they want to get a familiar experience, and I guess as they become more mainstream, they want the barrier to entry to be a little bit lower. So I sort of get the standardization things, but I definitely agree with you. I'm a little bit bigger, and the heavy stuff, the strength stuff, that's where I would catch up with the lighter guys.
Yeah.
So things like the bucket carry now that you can just chuck on your shoulder and run with. Fuck, I remember it wasn't even that long ago when you had to fill that thing up and then carry it and your fingers were burning and
that was one of my favourites, the old bucket carry. I always knew I could make up good ground on the bucket carry, so loved it. Yeah, but now it's gone. Yeah.
Was it Max DeLacy from day one?
It was.
It was.
Yep. Max and Paul. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess and Jim Ballard and all those lunatics involved. There's still a couple of OGs around the sport, but it's I think it's a bit of a different thing. I think I came in like right as the guard was changing, so it was sort of the old guard to the younger generation of guys, and it's a bit of a flashier sport now, I think, to what it used to be.
Yeah, it's funny because us older fellas that started like me, Denzi, and my brother, and that us older fellas were waiting from day one for all these young fellas who could just run like the wind, come through and kick our asses, and we'll be gone. It's taken this many years. I'm surprised, and now we've got a whole heap of just super fast, young, talented fellas who are just cleaning up now. Yeah.
Well, you're fucking keeping up with them. Like Quentin Gill, Liam McKenzie, Dylan Party. Like these are guys that Adrian Janenga. These are guys that you're blocking out on podiums. You took out 4 podiums in 2019. So I wouldn't say they're. You said these super fast guys have come now. You're still fucking beating them, Tony.
I have to race smart these days. Like I said, you can't afford to fail anything, and you just have to be super efficient on the obstacles and really quick. Which I must admit, I weren't in the Gold Coast. It's the first time I haven't got a clean round for I can't remember how many years. I actually fell off the twister in the first race of the Beast, and I thought my race was over. I think I dropped back to 16th there at one stage. I was way back. The only thing that was in my favour was I raced really well in the heat, and it got stinking hot, and I managed to come back through the field. Yeah.
Did you picked up second, third in the Beast?
The Beast was third, then the Super was third, and the Sprint was second. Yeah.
We'd come back from 16th. That's a pretty good achievement, and that was a tough race. Like
it was.
That was super tough. And like I spoke to Liam McKenzie a couple of weeks ago. He said it's probably the toughest race he's seen. Spoke to Adrian Janenga after the race. He was walking the last couple of Ks. I imagine you rounded him up right at the end.
I had to feel sorry for him. I saw him in front of me. I thought, what the heck? Because he was killing me. And he had cramps, bad cramps and that, so he couldn't run. And I got him within 2K of the finish, and I picked up third. So I was lucky on that. But it's also one of those things tougher the race is, then I start getting into my element a bit too. I do well in extreme conditions like heat, and that cold's no good though. No good in cold.
Yeah, I've only been living in Queensland for about probably 7-8 months now, but I reckon the first Melbourne event is going to kick my ass. I don't think I'm going to like the cold anymore. That, is that just is that becoming a bit of old man stubbornness, or is it have you always had that? Have you always had that determination and grit?
No, I've always had it there. I reckon, no, it's always been there. But it's one of those things like the Gold Coast. Like I wanted to give up mentally, and then I had a damn good talking to myself out on the thing. And I said, "Why are you out here?" I'm out here to enjoy it. And then I just continued the race just to enjoy it, and things started unfolding in my favour. So the old motto, you never know what's how you're going to go to the finish. Never give up till it's over. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that do you often have to play those mental games with yourself? Do you question, why you're out on course, why you're out there? Or?
Only if I'm having a real bad race, things aren't going my way. But generally not. I race because I love racing and love doing it. So most of the time, I don't need extra motivation or anything. I just absolutely love it. Yeah.
Wow. Because it takes a level of drive just to put in the work to, perform at the level that you perform. So that it's super interesting to hear that it's sort of just because you love it. How much do you train? Like, what's your standard training regime?
Oh, at the moment, I'm actually not training for Spartan. I'm specifically training for Samson at the moment. So then I'll kick off my Spartan training game. But generally, when I'm full in training for Spartan, I generally like to try and run most days. I'll go for a run, even if it's only a little run. I believe in consistency. You have to be consistent, and especially your running, get out there and do it. Even if it's only if you can only get out do a couple K, it's consistency, and it seems to work for me. But generally, on a normal week, I'll be around 50 to 60 Ks of running, not a lot. One stage there, I thought, right, I'm going to see how I go. I'll really pick my running up, and I got 1 or 2 weeks of 100K, which for me is just exceptionally big. But I've found, about 3 weeks later or something, I start getting little niggles and injuries if I start trying to push too much. So I try not to push too much the Ks, otherwise the injuries, and then that totally stuffs your training anyway. It's not worth it.
For sure. Are you running fast, or are you just running just at a comfortable pace? Are you doing any drills, or is it just feet pounding pavement?
Depends, because doesn't matter what sport it's been, I've done most of my training by myself. If I'm lucky enough, I get to train with my brother Glenn. We go once a week. Sometimes if we're going good, we might go twice a week together, but generally once a week, and that'll be normally a bit of pace in that run. Otherwise, I go by how my body feels. If I feel as though, okay, I'm going to smash it today, I'll smash it. If I feel, I really don't want to train, I'll just go for an easy jog and just enjoy being out there.
Yeah, cool. That's a really, really important thing too. Like I've, trained a lot of guys, and getting them to understand that some days you just don't feel excellent, and you just need to listen to your body and just fucking take it easy. And if you had a program for a jog and you don't feel great, go for a walk. If you program for a run and you don't feel great, go for a jog. If you feel a little bit better, if you're recovering better, if you're sleeping good. Has there ever been any sort of specific coaching that's taken you to those conclusions, or is it just trial and error that you've worked out over the years?
Just trial and error more than anything, because I've been doing sport for such a long time now, and that I've learned a lot of lessons the hard way, you might say. And I know how my body now, I know the early warning signs real early, so generally I can change directions or something so it doesn't blow up or hamper or something like that. And I know when I'm feeling really good and my energy and everything, I can go, this week I can absolutely smash it out. And then the following week it might be a little bit low. I take it easier. So I do. I've learned, like I said, over the years, a hard way with many types of different injuries and that. Listen to my body. Yeah.
Sure. Do you use any tech to sort of help that? Or like, did you have heart rate monitors, or are you checking, HRV or anything, or is it just how you feel like?
No, about a year ago, I brought a GPS watch, and that mainly for me distance. I was interested in distance and that type of thing. It has heart rate on it and that, but I only use it as a interest gauge afterwards. I've never trained, okay, I'm going out for a heart rate session, set at this or whatever. I've never trained by heart rate. I believe in just, okay, if I'm going for a good train, I feel good, I'll push damn hard as I can. But if I can't, then I don't. So it's more just general interest for me, having the watch there. I can look back at my thing and see how much elevation gain I've got and that type of thing. So it's more of an interesting for me than anything, yeah.
That's super interesting. Has there been any like it's pretty rare that I speak to somebody who's sort of that in tune with it, and in tune with themselves. Has there been any sort of mindfulness stuff, or a lot of guys are into meditation, stuff like that. Is that something that you've tuned over the years, or is it just naturally there?
Or funny you say that. Like for me, running's always been a love of mine. Like I just love being able to be fit enough and be able to get out for a run and that. So I find when you're actually fit enough and that you can go for a run and not just be hurting all the time, to me it's like a meditation. You can zone out and just veg out and just run for the love of running. Yeah,
sure. Yeah, cool. It's a good place to be. Ilka said, I reckon OCR's your cup of tea. You're awesome at it. Cara says, bring back the Fortress. Dion from Red Dust OCR over in WA is watching live. Hopefully you have you been over to Red Dust at all, Tony?
Yeah, over in Perth they had a couple of Spartans there in the early days. Yep. Did one over there, I think it was. Yeah, sprint. Yeah.
Did you go over for APAC or something?
No, I didn't get back over for that one. No, it's just one of the races they had. Yeah, just a sprint one that is real good course. Pity they don't have it over there anymore, actually. Yeah.
Dominica said, what is one obstacle that has been taken out which you miss or want to return?
Yeah, like I said, I loved the bucket carry. It was one of my favourites, that one, yeah, because I knew I'd absolutely smash that one, yeah.
So is it just from an equaliser standpoint? You knew you were going to catch up a bit, make up a bit of ground back?
Very, very much so, yeah. Yep.
Is there anything that's fun that they've taken out? I personally like the Fortress. That was a bit of fun.
That was a great one. They've taken out all the mud too, which used to be in the early days. You finished, you couldn't recognise who was who. Everyone was just dark colour, just covered in mud. But all that seems to have gone now. You can finish the race and with no mud on you. And in that case, blood too. There didn't yet be anyone who would finish with no blood on them in the early days. Now you can finish and there's no blood on you.
Yeah. I'm trying to think where there was the last mud pits. I don't think it was too long ago. I think 2019 might have had one race with mud pits somewhere, like the rolling ditches.
Yeah, Gold Coast had the rolling ditches, but you used to crawl in the barbed wire. You used to crawl under mud. Just there was mud everywhere in the early days. Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved also they used to have the 55 kilo medicine ball carry, and sometimes they had it really, really long. And that was a absolute beauty too. I loved that one also, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be up my alley. Dan's here from AFOS. Cara's here. Cara says, how long do you think you'll continue to race for? Love seeing you on the podium smashing the younger guys with the big egos.
Funny you say that. One of my goals actually is to ideally win a Spartan race when I'm 50. I've just turned 47, so we'll see how it goes.
Fuck, it's not far away, man. It's not far away. There's a couple of young guys coming fast. I think you're right, but I reckon that's achievable. What's your best race distance, Tony?
It's funny because I always thought it was a beast I did well in, and then these urban sprints started, and I thought I weren't planning on doing the first one down in Melbourne, but but just so happened something changed and I needed to be down there. I thought, I'll just have a crack at something different. I won't do any good. And lo and behold, it seems like that's me distance. I smashed it. I did very, very well. So I'm not sure which is my best distance. Actually, yeah.
You do fucking smash them. I think from memory, you might have picked up the Canberra win as well, 2019.
Yeah, I got
the 5K there.
Because when they first came out, they were called urban sprints. So I won them all when they're urban sprints. Then they turned to city sprints, I think it was.
Yeah.
I won the first one in 2018. Then that put me on my winning streak. That one, and then 4 in 2019. So I actually got 5 races in a row, which to me that was just awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there was a beast in that as well, wasn't there? It wasn't just the short ones.
All distances in that, so I was really pleased to pick up a win in all distances, except for the ultra. Yeah, I haven't done an ultra yet.
Well, that was my next question. Is do you do any of the long game? Because I haven't seen you do a long one.
No, I never have. Normally, mainly because normally when I do one race, I'm normally shattered. I'm done for it. But in saying that, the Gold Coast, that was the first time I've done back-to-back races, and I was actually getting stronger as it went on. Whether it's the product I'm taking, maybe, but I couldn't believe it. I got stronger as the weekend went on, so I was really pleased with that. So in saying that, I think I might actually tackle an ultra sometime down the track. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I think, and I've heard this echoed, by heavy guys, but I think as you get older, you get better at the longer stuff. Like I think, and I think the reason for it is like if you're going to go out onto an ultra course and go for 7 hours, like you're going to have to push through a fair bit of discomfort. And when you're a bit younger and you haven't been through a bit of shit, you don't have that reference point for pain, whereas the older guys have just, they've lost jobs and they've lost loved ones and they've fucking, had some bad shit happen. So you've sort of got this reference point. So I think the guys get a bit faster as they get older, the longer distance guys. But I'd be really interested to see how you'd go because you said you're pretty good from a grit, perspective. When it gets tough, that's when you sort of hit the turbo.
Yeah. It's interesting you say that because everything you read and that as you get older, you're meant to lose your speed and you transition into the longer stuff. That's why I was really surprised in 2019. I just kicked ass. I did really, really well in all the urban sprints and that. Like I said, I thought it was too short for me, but I found it was something I was really good at. Yeah.
Yeah, you're beating the fast guys, man. Like the skinny whippets, the dudes who are fucking quick. You're knocking them off, and you're doing. What was I think Canberra is the fastest time I've seen. Was it a 20 something? Like it was crazy quick.
Melbourne, I did just over 20 minutes. Just didn't get the 20 minutes on it. Yeah.
Fucking hell. Like that's a park run time that a lot of people aspire to.
Yeah.
A 20-minute park run. You're throwing all the obstacles in the mix. So it's fucking fast, man. Like for a 47-year-old, it's fast for anyone, but it's super impressive. Couple more guys are here. Mel Morford's here. Cheryl. Dan, where would you like to see OCR in the future? Tony?
They've been talking for a long time in regards to like getting in the Olympics, OCR, Spartan, that type of thing. And I think they're going in the right direction now where they've got this shorter stuff, the OCR, like these 100-meter races, which is kind of, I suppose you could say it's more ninja, but I like the format of OCR where you fail a obstacle, you're not doing burpees. It's a banned thing, so you can try the obstacle again. You have bands. If you get your band cut because you can't do an obstacle, then you're not eligible for the prize money, that type of thing. I think that system is a lot fairer. So in regards to where it's going, I think it should and could go to the Olympics. They do it right. They just need a good system that's fair, and I think they're getting there with it. I don't think Spartan could go there with that, because burpees and that is just too inconsistent. Everyone has different burpees or whatnot, and yet they have to be policed too hard and everything about it. I don't really agree with that system, but that's why I don't do burpees. I don't fail.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, man. Fuck burpees. Do you do Tough Mudders at all?
No, I've never done a Tough Mudder, actually, no.
So Tough Mudder do run loops. So if you like can't get up an obstacle, you've got to go down that way, and there'll be like a 500-meter run loop that you got to do.
Yep.
So so it's basically, you'll see guys like do the world's toughest mudder, and they might say, I ran 75 mile and then I had another 15 penalty miles on top, and that's like their penalties. So that's how that's how they get around it. And I think it's a fairer system than burpees for exactly the reason that you're saying.
Yeah.
So maybe that can be a way that they can add it into the Olympics.
Definitely, yeah.
But yeah, that'd be amazing if we can get it there. Bo, what are your thoughts on tapering for an event, asking for a mate? There's no taper for Spartan for Samson, Bo. You're supposed to train until the day before.
That's right. Yeah, mate. Because you can't expect to peak for every race. It just doesn't happen that way. You really have to select 1 or 2 races through the year if you really want to do well, and target those ones properly. And when I say properly, as in set a bit of a program for yourself, so you start tapering a couple of weeks before you hit the race, like ease up on the mileage, increase your speed, that type of thing, and make sure you get real good rest and sleep and that. And just focus on those couple of races. Like, it's hard to be consistent every month for a Spartan race, as you know, to try to keep away injuries and everything else. And that's so you just try and maintain a lot. And that's what I've done for years. I've been able to maintain, but now it's not quite good enough, because these young fellas are coming through. My level's been here. These fellas are up here now, and I have to try lift my game a little bit to match him now, I feel, yeah.
Sure. Was there a bit of strategy in sort of 2020? Because obviously you had a big block where you probably didn't have any events, and you could get a little bit smarter with the programming.
Well, the COVID pretty much stuffed everything up there, but that's why I missed the Samson as the first time I missed it in 10 years. The Samson event, because the Spartan was on the same weekend, and it was a series race, and I was planning on having a big year, like do all the series and that, and I was actually going to travel over to Malaysia, Asia, and all that type of thing, and try to do a lot of the Asian races and that type of thing. But as you know, the traveling got knocked on the head, so couldn't do all that stuff. Yeah.
Are you hoping to pick those plans up, like, and resume travel if you can?
No, I don't think so, because my life's taking a little bit different path at the moment.
Sure.
I'm looking at getting a property and try and set up my own obstacle training facility, which I've tried before and got knocked off by council and that, but I'm going to be trying to do that again and get that up and going, yeah.
Yeah, nice, man. Whereabouts? Where are you thinking?
Yeah, near Lismore, but not in Lismore Shire. They don't want anything to do with me, so one of the neighbouring shires are in Casino, so I'm going to try my luck there, yeah.
So they've chased you out of Lismore. If you've got fences high enough, the council don't need to know about it. It's a secret. I won't put anything on social media. Do you listen to music or anything while you run?
No, it's funny. I don't never have. I like to listen to the environment when I'm running, whether it's the birds, the wind, or whatever. I like to hear nature, what's going on, and that. Yeah, I like to, you might say, draw energy from my surrounds, nature, and that. Yeah, when I run. So no, I never listen to music. No.
Are you constantly trail running then?
Yeah, up until recently, till I sold my farm and moved in town, all my, or 99% of my running was all on grass or trails and that. It's only recently I've started running on road because that's where I live now. But yeah, when I can, like me long runs, I never run on the bitumen. It's always a gravel road run or a trail. I go through patches where, okay, I'm running on trails. I'll run on trails each weekend for a couple of months. Then I might be running on gravel roads for a couple of months. Yeah.
Do you mix that up by design, or is it just how things play out?
Kind of just how things play out, keep it interesting. So I'm mixing it up a bit. But if I'm specifically targeting the hills or whatnot, which I do a lot of hill running, I might go to the trails, the fire trails, and do some big Ks with hills there. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. You said you said you have shifted your training a little bit for Spartan because you're training for Samson. What's the differences you've made?
Yeah,
Let's talk about Samson.
I haven't done it for a while. So the Samson, it's more strength based. So basically, I've been strength training. So I haven't done it for years, specifically hitting Samson and just strength training, like flipping big tires. It crosses over to Spartan too, because like you got farmers walking there, which is part of the Samson race, and flipping dead bulls, that type of thing, and prowler push, sled pull. So there's a bit of crossover there with Spartan anyway, and not only that, it stops things getting boring, like mixing up, because I've been doing the racing for so long, need to mix it up and just sometimes take a break from that type of training and do this type of training. My fitness is getting up. It's a wee bit different fitness, but keeping fit and loving it actually at the moment. So yeah.
Cool. And I've wanted to do Samson for a while. I've been aware of it. I think it did clash with the Spartan National Series event in 2019. Obviously, it's on the same weekend as the Enduro this year. But to my understanding, it's like a sort of mix between Spartan and CrossFit, but a little bit more functional strength elements. So you're picking up different things, like not just picking up weights, you're picking up like tree branches and stuff like that. Is that sort of more like along the lines?
Yeah, or kind of like I said, big tractor tires you're flipping, a dead bull you have to throw over your shoulder type of thing, and just pulling sleds, which they have in the Samson also, but it's a lot longer and a lot heavier sled and different stuff like that. So yes, it's a definite cross between CrossFit and just general fitness, I suppose. Yeah.
Cool. Have you ever gone down the CrossFit road?
No, it's funny, I haven't, because I've never wanted to do the big heavy weights and that, because like I said, I'm on the heavy end for running anyway. I don't want to get any more bulk and that, but I always plan when I get older, like, I don't know, 60 or something, then maybe take up CrossFit games or something like that. We'll see. Yeah.
Go fucking towel them up. After you're done with the OCR boys.
That's it.
What are your tips for recovery? You obviously did a fantastic job of recovering at Spartan Gold Coast with the 3 podiums in a row. How do you recover after a big race?
Yeah, just make sure you get the fluids into you big time. And because, like, for instance, the Gold Coast, because it's so hot, so much sweat in that, you need to get the electrolytes back in your salts. Like, I take salt tablets, which help. It does a trick for me, salt tablets. And
Sure.
yeah, and I down a lot of food after a big race, and that the body doesn't necessarily always feel like food, but I down a lot of food and a lot of water and electrolytes. And if you can get a massage, because I actually got a massage on the night, and it was good, does the trick. But you can't get too hard a massage if you're backing up the next day, otherwise it does you worse. Yeah.
What do you take as race fuel? What are you eating during events?
No, funny thing is if you talk to Lockie Denze, I used to always have, I believed in before a race having a big breakfast. So I used to have a big breakfast before every race, and then
What are we talking like? Like a big breakfast, like bacon and eggs
yeah,
and fucking
no, like
sausages
a
and
big bowl of porridge was my thing. If there wasn't porridge, couldn't do
beautiful.
porridge, and might be like 12 wheat bix or something like that. And
Yeah, wow.
but I always consider myself open to learning new ideas and learning things. And anyway, read something. I'm talking to different people, and they say, "Oh, actually, have you tried racing on an empty stomach?" And I tried racing on an empty stomach, and wow, that did wonders for me. I really picked up big time. Not racing full of food in my stomach. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. What are you taking while you're on course? Like a sprint, you're obviously doing without anything, probably if you're doing 20 minutes. But a beast, I assume you're necking something along the way.
Generally, like a beast, depends on the course, because I know most of the courses now. Like, for instance, the Gold Coast, I've raced there before, and I know how hot you get baked in the oven there, how hot it can be in that. So I was well prepared for that. So I had quite a bit of fluid in me hydro pack, and I had 2 gels, which went down very well, which is unusual for me, because normally, like for beast, I won't even necessarily take water. I might take one gel, but most of the time I don't take it. A lot of time I'll race nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. What's your out of interest when you're running like a beast? What's your heart rate? What's your heart
Don't
rate sit
know.
at?
Wouldn't have a clue. Never wear a watch. Don't believe in
No
wearing a watch for
idea. Wow.
yeah.
Fuck. Because you've either got incredible glycogen stores or you've got an amazing aerobic engine, which I imagine both of those are true. Um, but yeah, you must be the only guy not smashing nutrition on course.
No, like Lockie, he might have one gel on the course or something. A lot of I suppose the older fellas, we generally didn't really take anything on the beast course. That depends on the weather conditions, eh? Like
Sure.
when it's cooler and that, you're right. But like I said, the
Sure.
Gold Coast, how hot it is there, you die without
Yeah.
anything. But yeah, I take this great product all the time now, which is called C60, C60 Rejuvenate, and I take that. It's like an olive oil with it's a carbon in it, and it just basically makes your body so it can operate at its best level, and well, it seems to do the trick for me. It
I'm
yeah, I
gonna bring
do
it
really
up
well
here,
on it.
Tony.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring it up. C60 Rejuvenate. We'll have a look. How'd you get onto that?
Yeah, I just heard about this product, and someone said, "Oh, you try this," and like I said, I'm always open to trying new things, and I tried it, and I was just like when I started taking, I think after the first week, I think I was at that time I was stuck on a 5K run as 19 minutes or something. And then within a week, I dropped down to dropped a minute off my time. Like it's funny because I'd started slowing down because I gathered old age in my running and everything. And then I started taking this product and I started running as fast as I was running when I was 25 and that. And I've been able to maintain my speed in that. And it's the first product that I've taken because I've been doing it for so long, over so many years. I've tried so many different products. This is the first product that I can honestly say to someone, this shit works and it works damn well for recovery. Like talking about recovery for Gold Coast and that, this stuff, it helps you recover amazing and it just gives you the energy you're looking for, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. That's interesting. I'll look a little bit into that because when I speak to like an OG who's like, we don't even take fucking water when we run, and then there's just I don't take my watch, I don't check any of that shit, and then you're like, but there's this one thing that I do. I'm like, well, there might be something in that. Fuck, that's it's interesting. I spoke to, do you know a guy called David Halloran? Have you met
David
him?
who?
David Halloran?
No.
Halloran? Halloran. I think it's
Don't
Halloran.
know. I might know him by face, but not by name. I know a lot of people by face, but I forget a lot of names.
Me too, mate. um, he's a really, really, really good Aussie endurance athlete. He's got like 40 or 50 world records, Guinness World Records. He was the
Wow.
first guy to run across all Australia's deserts. I think he was the second guy to run around Australia. But he was the same. Like he told me when I spoke to him, he was like, when we go out and train, don't take water because you fucking go out and you suffer and you don't have the water and your body wants water and it trains you to not have water. Like, so when you do get into those situations where it's a bit tough, you got a bit more resilience there, you know.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it's been something that's stuck with me. Um, I try to train now like in the middle of the day on the Gold Coast, just to sort of get used to it.
Yep. Yep.
With there's a couple of guys jumping on. Mick Drew's here. I think he's a Lismore boy as well.
He is.
Jenny Arnott, so excited to hear the chance of a new venue. As keen for a local spot, we'll be backing it all the way. Don't tell the council, Jenny. David Haley, yeah, build it close to me. He's at Coffs. Mick Drew, minimalist shoes, toes shoes, so like Vibram 5 fingers. What are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, interesting question. I did the whole thing, like I said, up till not long ago, I did all my running on grass and trail. So when I was on my farm, I either ran barefoot or toe shoes I did it for 2 or 3 years consistently to see if it was for me. And honestly, I can't say it benefited me really. Like don't get me wrong, I do a lot of stuff in barefoot, like walks and barefoot where I can, but I never got to a stage where I could run on a gravel road without shoes, that type of thing. But you definitely can't just go one day and think, oh, I'm going to run barefoot or in toe shoes. You'll end up with all kinds of injuries and that. It takes a damn long time to get your muscles used to running in toe shoes or barefoot. And that minimalist shoes aren't as bad. I like running in minimalist shoes. But if you're doing longer stuff, I do find especially on bitumen and that type of thing, you do need a bit of cushioning in your shoes, I reckon. But running on the grass and that, yeah, the minimalist shoes, I do think they're good. Or the Spartan shoes, where minimus and that. So yeah, got their place. Yeah.
What do you usually run in? What do you go to running shoes for, say, a Spartan Super or a Beast?
Yeah, I wear Matt Murphy's shoes. The
VJ Sports.
Yeah, VJ Sports. He supplies me with some shoes, and I used to run in the Innovates and that, but they just didn't seem to suit my foot type. And I went to VJ Sport, Matt Murphy's shoes, and never looked back. They suit my foot type, and I just go really, really well in them and love them. Yeah.
Do you know which shoe you're running in specifically? I imagine
I
the
do.
Maxes or the Extremes.
I can't think of the name of it at the moment.
Are they the yellow ones, or are they the
orange ones?
Orange. The Extremes, I think. Let's bring them up.
Oh God, damn.
It's okay, mate. I can't remember shit either. VJ Sports. They are good shoes. They do not fit my feet fucking at all. I've got really narrow, really wide feet. Are they them there? You in the Extremes, or are you in these new ones?
Yeah, that's them on the right there, top right.
The IROX.
IROX, that's the name of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
I had a pair of IROX, the 3s, and I had a pair of the Maxes as well. I actually ran like 20 Ks at the Bright Ultra with the Maxes, and I had to undo the laces completely to finish the race because that's how much my feet like swelled.
Wow.
But in saying that, they're fucking amazing, like grip wise. Like you had a lot of confidence.
Yeah, unbelievable. They grip like shit to a blanket. Yeah, they just don't let go. Yeah.
Yeah. If I've got a client and they're like, oh, you know, what should I wear? And I find out that they've got a narrow foot, I point them in this direction all the time. But yeah, if anyone is looking for shoes, reach out to VJs. They do some good gear.
Oh, bloody oath, yeah.
Is there anything else like specific gear that you wear, or you know?
Yeah. So I'll wear the Moxie Gators from Darren Clark. Again, it's one of my pet hates is racing and getting shit in my shoes. So I love the ankle gaiters that he has. Awesome. I used to, up until recently, I used to wear the Moxie Gators, the shin gaiters, but since they've changed the Spartan racing now, because you used to run through scrub all the time and Blackberry and
shit.
Yeah, and that they were just nothing came close to them. They were awesome, but now it's like just running on fry trails or whatnot. I find I actually don't need them as such now. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. When I first started in the sport, and I don't know whether there's a bit of conditioning, you know, body conditioning there, but I used to, if I ran in like shorts, my knees would get bashed up and my shins would get real bashed up, and now I just run in shorts and I don't really give a fuck. You still get cuts and grazes and stuff, but I think like I don't think they send you through like crawls through rocks and shit anymore like they used to. I think it's softened up a little bit. Ilka's saying we know David Holleran well. He's a fucking top bloke. When I did the podcast with him, we had really bad internet connection, so I'll actually bring David on again because it was a great chat. Jazzy, hopefully I'll see you at Enduro, Jazzy. I know you're tuning up for it. Jasmine asks, what would be one of the most memorable or defining races you've ever done, Tony?
It'd be out of two races, I suppose. One of them I did the New Zealand coast to coast. I was super, super fit, but when I flew over to New Zealand to do it, the plane trip, whatever, when I got off the plane, both my knees blew out on me. And so I actually did it was funny because I was doing the race, but at the other end of the field, which I'm used to, I was one of the tail end Charlies because I couldn't run or even hardly walk. My knees were in such pain, and so it was one of those races, the worst race I've ever done, but it was a very defining race, as in I found out what I could put my body and my mind through because I was in such agony, and I managed to complete the race. So that was one of the most defining races. And when I went over to Vermont for the Reebok Spartan Beast World Championships, that was just a race like no other race. You went up, you went down, you went up, you went down, you went up, you went down. And it was just one of those mega tough races. For instance,
is that
Killington? The what, sorry?
Is that Killington?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sandbag on that race, you had to have 2 sandbags, and they just chucked a heap of sand, and that bag might have been 10 kilos heavier than that one. It just depended on which one you grabbed. Literally, they were all at least 20, 25 kilos, and then plus. And you had to have 2 of them. And that was like a defining moment because you couldn't carry 2 at a time. I was lucky enough, I was tall enough, and I could actually farmers walk him because you went up this really steep hill and down this real steep hill. Most people were carry one 100 meters, come back, pick up the other one, carry it 100 meters, doing that. So that race was just beyond tough. It was awesome. And I did really well. Now I came 17th in the world, so I was in the pro. So I was absolutely chuffed with that. That was one of the defining races for me also, yeah.
Yeah, wow. I think do you know if Jim Bullard was at that race? That sounds very similar to the one he describes. And he said that sandbag was the worst fucking thing he's ever seen in his life. I think he said it was like some people like an hour just to do the fucking sandbag carry. Like it was brutal.
It was extreme. And that race, just before the sandbag, Lockie was doing it, and he came, because he's incredible at running hills. He came down, we're coming down the hill, came past me about 1,000 miles an hour. And he didn't even hardly have time to say g'day. He just zoomed past me. I thought, oh, here we go. He'll win it. Ended up winning the race. He got to the sandbag, and he just struggled on the sandbag. Like, I think it took him 3/4 of an hour or something. It blew his race out anyway. I passed him again on that, but it's just one of the things that says it all. Like, if Lockie struggled on it, just how tough it was. It was an amazing race, yeah.
He's a fucking athlete. I do think that the sport is at a loss now that the heavy carries are gone, like the real savage shit, because I think that really I think it really did equalize things out, and it really blew your legs up, and you know, it put some serious fatigue into the legs, and then you've got to run again.
Definitely. And the sandbags they used to have were just phenomenal. You'd go up, we hardly could walk, and you had to carry a sandbag up it and that. I loved that type of shit. It was awesome, and we haven't got that now, yeah.
Have you ever done the True Grit Enduro Aussie titles there?
No, mate, no.
Mate, they've got a pretty nice sandbag carry. It's up a fairly steep incline. Sort of go up and back down. They've got an ammo carry that's a bit of a bitch as well. But they've got a really nice mix, especially in like a lap enduro format. Like you sort of come out of that event with no part of your body that's functioning correctly. It's sort of It's a real balance. It's fucked you up pretty much your whole body, which is nice. That might be a good place to start your foray into super long endurance stuff, mate. Maybe look at 2022.
That's it.
OCR Aussie titles. Karen's saying, let's hope they had Gold Coast this year. Fuck yeah. I live in the Gold Coast now, so everyone add as much Gold Coast stuff as you can.
Yep.
Your knees blowing up when you were going over to New Zealand. Was that like cabin pressure or?
Yeah, it's funny because I'd been doing some exceptional training, like real good long training and everything. Never had an injury. And then I did a really long, hard bike ride a week or week and a half before I was due to fly out. And I didn't get the chance to do any recovery properly. And I think that blew my knees out a bit. And then when I traveled on a plane, because I'm a bit taller, your knees are really cramped. And then when I hopped off the plane, had to travel in a back seat of a car for another 5 hours or something, my knees just couldn't handle it, and I blew out. I found out afterwards that I had all tears in me patella tendon and all this type of thing all around my knee. I had tears in it, and yeah, that kind of stuffed me up, and they just swelled up big time. And
Yeah, wow.
like I said, that was one of those hard learned lessons on what to do, how to recover, and make sure you do recover properly in that. Yeah.
Are all those injuries healed now? Are they sort of, are you pretty injury free?
Yeah, lucky. Like I said, I'm pretty injury free. I know when my body starts getting a bit of a injury when I was younger. Now just nothing. But
You're
it's
invincible.
honest, I just keep going, just push through it and that. But you pay for the price. Pay the price
Yeah,
for it later on. So now I try and hit it off before it gets too bad. Yeah.
yeah. You said hard learned lesson. That was another hard learned lesson. What are the three hardest lessons you've learned over years? If you're talking to one of these young guns that are coming up through the ranks, three big bits of advice, what would you tell them?
Consistency is the main thing, and I see it all the time through the Spartan racing. These young fellas come up. Don't get me wrong, they're fast, heaps faster than me road running, or I just go for all. Like if we had a road race, I'd be way back in the field and whatnot. Um, but being able to be consistent and come to each race, and I do have my bad races, but be pretty consistent most of the time. And another hard-earned lesson, I suppose, is never give up on the race you're in till you never know what's going to happen till the end. And listen to your body. That's probably the number one thing. I do now, being older and a bit wiser, I suppose. I listen to my body, and it means I can be more consistent with my training. Because as you know, most fellas, especially young fellas, they go hell for leather and get right up the top, do so well, and that. But there's always a but. They seem to go too hard and they blow out, injury, and they come way back down again. I like to don't get quite as high, but keep at a level where competitive. Yeah.
So go a bit more of a slower, sustainable burn.
Yeah.
Cool. It's old bull, young bull, isn't it? I
That's it.
was much fucking stupider 10 years ago, if that's believable.
And here's one for the books too, Matt. In a few months' time, I'll officially be a step granddad. So how's that? A granddad in the Spartan racing, eh?
Fuck. It's fucking impressive, man, more than anything else. It's impressive. Hats off. Um, Mate, it's been amazing to chat to you. Thank you for taking the time out of your Friday night. Mate, is there anything that we didn't touch on that you'd like to add, or something you wish I asked you that I didn't?
No, I think it's all pretty much there. Just it makes a big difference. I'll just say it makes a big difference to your racing. Also, if you have the support of someone, like I'm lucky enough, my partner Julie, she supports me massively, and that's what's allowed me to do so well over the last few seasons, actually, because my partner supports me, and she loves the racing, loves watching and coming and being part of it, everything, and you do perform so much better. I keep saying to these young fellas who are doing so well, wait till you get married, wait till you have kids, and see how you get time for training.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with that more.
Yeah.
Julie's amazing. I always say good day at races, but yeah, my game has come up so much higher since Dominica has been in my corner. So definitely
Yeah.
get some good people in your corner. What's the?
Yeah.
I always end this in the chats with the same conversation. What's the funniest thing you've had go wrong during a race? What's the best obstacle fail?
Probably when I failed the must have been a spear throw in one of the Brisbane is one of the early ones, National Series race or something. I failed it. I had about a minute and a half lead on Lockie, and I failed. I was doing my burpees. As he come past, he gave me a big slap on the ass, and then it was only about 2K from the finish, I think it was. But then a couple races later at Picton, the sprint, he had about a minute lead on me, and he failed the spear throw, and I come through and passed him. I gave him a big slap on the ass. So it squared things up. That was probably one of the most funniest fails I've had. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are both awesome contenders, and it's good to see it at the top of the sport. Like it's friendly, you know. There's no dickheads. You're all sort of mates, and you all take the piss out of each other a bit. But no, it's a good group of guys.
Excellent. You definitely. That's one of the things I love about the sport, and that's why I've kept in the sport actually, is because exactly that. This sport doesn't. It's not all the dickheads. I'm so much better than you. I've got so much better gear than you. Look at me. And that's everyone is just there to have fun, and they talk to you. Like you can go talk to anyone, and they're only too happy to chat to you or whatnot. And it's such a great family, the OCR world, and that doesn't matter. You go worldwide. Most of them are, except for a few of the Yanks, but they're really, really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely, mate. Definitely. Well, thank you again, mate. You stick around for a minute or two, but I will end the live, and Dan just echoing the sentiments about the community being fantastic. Also, guys, if you are on the Gold Coast, I am running an OCR boot camp at the amazing Raw Challenge Gold Coast facility this Sunday. Tony, have you been out there? You were out there. I think you came second at Raw Challenge.
Yeah, I've definitely been out there. I used to win it before Quinton come along. Yes.
The Gilligan.
Yeah, love that race. I'm actually missing it this March. So in a few weeks' time, or 6 weeks' time or something, I'm actually missing it. I'm doing another adventure race type thing. So just having a fun race on that one. Love it.
I saw that was on.
It's awesome.
That adventure. I saw that adventure race was on because we were looking at our calendar, and I'll obviously be at Raw. But yeah, so I will be out there, guys, doing a boot camp. I'm going to teach people how to get over that big fucking wall. So bit of love coming in from the guys. So you hang around, Tony. I'll end the live. Everyone have a good Friday night. Enjoy your weekends.
Cheers. Thanks all.